It's like, wait, did I ever hear back from such and so? Oh, crap, I don't know. Yeah, it was like ridiculous.
Right? But this email thread is 35 emails long.
Oh my God! Yeah, well, it was like 7 or 8 different people too, so it went off in all kinds of directions, and it was just like, oh my God! So yeah, this year I'm doing it all through. I'm doing the initial stuff through forms, and then running the rest of it down directly. But yeah, that makes it a little bit easier. But yeah, I've been thinking a lot about Pyments lately because of that one that I did, and I've been wanting to do something similar and try something different. You know, just try something. That'll put me in a specialty mead category if I enter in a competition.
You know, that's all right. Specialty mead isn't bad. I've done fairly well in that category as well. So.
I like Weird Mills. That's my favorite judging category. I mean, there's always interesting stuff in Weird Mills. Always.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Did AJ sneak into this?
There's definitely stuff that ends up in Weird Mills that I wish wouldn't.
Yes,
but,
I would tend to agree with you.
Give it time and we'll have our own categories.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of it that ends up Weird Mills where everything else goes. For a while, braggots were in Weird Mills because we didn't have enough braggots to make a category. You know, and then braggots...
I mean,
exactly.
if you put herbs and spices as well as fruit, it still ends up being a Weird-a-Mill, even though it really should be one or the other, and, you know.
But it can't be because BJCP, you know, the rules are the rules.
Exactly.
So, yeah, and that's you know, it's nothing against the BJCP. I mean, you can only do so much, and you can't just change them all the time. So I'm glad we have rules, but yeah, it does get complicated sometimes. But yeah, I like Weird Mills is always.
Absolutely.
Has always been my favorite category because you never know what to expect. It's always different. It's never boring.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And it's the toughest category to judge, too.
Oh, God, yes.
Because you don't, you know, everything's different. It's so hard to compare one to the other.
It is. Ryan, are you asleep?
No, I'm still sitting here listening to you guys chat away.
Probably thinking, there they go, off into the weeds
Damn
again.
it, Ryan, my bottle's empty. I thought you were coming over.
Yeah, well, I got sidetracked on my own bottle before I got out of the house.
Oh, I see how you are.
Right.
So you guys out there that are listening, you know, hop onto the live chat and tell us whatever questions you might have for David while we've still got him captive here, you know. And
Absolutely.
You only have a few minutes left before we let the man go have a life again.
Captive Pyment maker.
Yeah.
Get it while you can.
That's right. We have him tied up in a corner. Oh, wait. I wasn't supposed to put that out there. Never mind.
Vicky, the bondage is supposed to be in quiet.
You said you weren't going to say that.
Oh, God. I'm so sorry. You know, it's half a bottle
Inside
of Pyment.
voice.
You know, loose lips sink ships. What can I say? Better put the cork in that bottle.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't want to drink the whole bottle because it's the only bottle of this I have, and it's too good to drink it all at once. I wouldn't appreciate it properly.
Right. You got to sip it. You need like one of those little globes with the Scotch glasses in it, and you know, James Bond style.
Yeah, I actually have some of those tiny little brandy snifters that are like 2-3 ounces. Yeah, I have a couple of those.
Yep.
Now, I actually am using my Domrus Cup mead competition glass that they so kindly sent me a couple of years ago. And that's that, and I've got a Mazer Cup glass that I use that are pretty much my show cups that I use on the show. But they're like 4 or 5 ounce cups, and I only fill them about halfway because I don't want to... You really don't want to kill a 750 ml in 2 hours.
Way too small.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm trying to keep it under control here, you know?
I suppose you need everybody speaking clearly.
Yeah.
It's better than everybody slurring.
We've had weeks like that.
More giggling,
right?
But yeah.
Yeah. Good. Manny and his gummy worms, you know? So, what's next on the agenda for you, David?
Well, I actually had to kind of put the brewing on hold for the summer because my fermentation room just got too warm, and wasn't able to make anything other than a Hefeweizen in it. But now temperatures are cooling down, and I have got like 18 empty fermenters and 20 gallons of honey on tap, and a whole bunch of fruit in the freezer, and several wine kits sitting around. So I've got a couple of really big brew days coming up. I've got 3 different Pyments that I'm working on. I've got a Merlot, and doing another Nebbiolo just because I love it so much. And
I'm going to have to get one of those kits. Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Pinot Noir I'm pretty excited about. But that Nebbiolo is very, very impressive. I highly encourage everybody to check that one out.
I'll pick one up.
It's a really, really cool wine. Not a cheap bottle of wine either. The cheapest Nebbiolo that I found in the liquor store is about $25.
Oh, the kits I was seeing, I just went and did
you can spend over $100.
Yeah, the kits I was seeing, Spagnol's has got one for, hang on, where was it? There was 2 Nebbiolos. Selection Original had one, and that was like $90. Oh, there we go. Spagnol's is $90, and then Selection Original was like $85.
Right?
Yeah, for the kits.
Right. Let me take a look and see which ones I've been using. I can't remember anymore. Let's see. I've got a couple from Grand Cru, and the Nebbiolo I've been getting from Wine Expert.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, they're about $85 at the local homebrew shop.
Okay.
And we've got a homebrew shop here in North Denver that does a deal. If you buy 3 wine kits, you get 20% off. So,
well, that's nice.
I buy 3 wine kits.
I would, yeah. I mean, if you know you're going to use them, might as well. I'll have to talk to my
and they have a fabulous selection too.
Yeah, last time I was at mine, their selection was They're much more of a brew shop than they are of a mead and wine place. It's a nice shop, but they lean more towards beer, which, I can't blame them.
Yeah. I mean, there's vastly more beer makers than there are wine makers.
Yeah, they are kind of everywhere, aren't they?
And I don't understand that. I would much rather make wine or mead than beer.
Beer's so fiddly.
I brew beer too, just because I like to drink beer. But when I sign up for making a batch of beer, I'm like, wow, I'm going to be boiling water for the next next 8 hours. That sounds great.
And you can't take your eyes off it because the moment you do, it boils over, goes all over the floor.
Oh God, what a mess!
You can't look away from
Absolutely.
it. It's like a curse, Yep. And I thought they were joking the first time we made it.
You can't let Ryan come over and get you too drunk either.
I take it this has happened before. Ryan, you bad person, you.
Ryan came over right after I came back from like 5 weeks at sea level, and
oh no,
comes over and I'm helping him do a beer boil on my equipment, and I ended up making honey lava. And we finished off like 5 different bottles of mead, and I don't know what happened, but the next day I had a huge mess to clean up outside. There was burnt honey all over the patio, and it was a great mess.
That's pretty funny.
So, it was good times. Good times.
Yeah, blame it on Ryan.
Yep. It's all Ryan's fault.
It's all right.
Right.
Well, that did take a bronze this year at Orpheus, though, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
Cool. So did you name it Burnt Honey Mess?
No, there wasn't.
No, it was just.
That was a different one. Okay.
I was outside, and we're doing a beer boil, and I'm like, hey, this would be a great opportunity to caramelize some honey for a bochet. I'll do this at the same time. And then I got drunk.
Silly you.
But the squirrels loved it. They were out there eating the honey candy that was on the concrete the next morning.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah, we've got a couple of stand-up burners that we never use for camping anymore, but I made my husband hang on to because it's like, look, if I'm going to do some of this stuff, I want to do it outside.
Right. Yeah, when I do bouchets, I take my camp stove outside and just do them out there. It's much better than cleaning my gas stove inside.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Not to mention I have more heat, so...
Yeah. Well, doesn't look like we're getting any more questions. We're getting comments. And Bobby Slant says it sounds like you're going to have some bottles ready for the Mazer Cup.
Oh, yes. I will have bottles ready for the Mazer Cup. So, I have a feeling I will have a hard time deciding which 10 entries to enter.
I'm going to wait until I finish.
I'm assuming there's going to be a 10-entry cap again.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't asked. I'm gonna wait and see how this experimentals I'm doing this winter turn out before I make up my mind whether or not I'm going to enter. So we'll see.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough to get into the Mazer Cup these days. Like this year, I think more than half of what I entered, when I entered it, it was still fermenting in the carboy. And bottled like a week before Mazer Cup and sent in.
Wow.
So, yeah. But I can get away with it and win medals, so I guess I'll continue doing that until I start.
Yeah, until it stops working, right?
Right.
Hey, if it's working, why change? That's,
Absolutely. So, yeah, I've just been playing around with lots of different stuff, trying to create more depth and complexity in everything that I do, through using oak and different acid additions and playing around with different yeasts and whatnot. I've definitely gone to the experimental stage and really kind of pushing the envelope on a lot of stuff.
Nothing wrong with that. You come up with some of your best stuff
Things like making a braggot. Things like making a braggot that is still and tastes like Irish whiskey.
Ooh!
Talk about a polarizing mead.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fabulous. Does not do well in competition at all.
Yeah.
And I think that's because most judges are expecting braggots to be more like a honey beer.
Yeah.
And this is nothing like a honey beer, but it has tremendous grain character to it from the Irish distiller's malt in it. Just a fabulous, fabulous mead. I'm going to have to make another batch of that one here soon, too. Because it's all gone again.
I don't know. I think that would be really interesting. That sounds tasty. And I kind of like that character.
It was really good.
Yeah.
I found a brew shop here in Denver that actually had Irish distiller's malt. And so I picked up 12 pounds of Irish distiller's malt and did an all grain mash out of it and everything, and boiled it. Didn't add any hops. Just boiled it down, chilled it, added honey to it, and pitched my yeast and did some oak in there and whatnot. And it tastes like if they made a version of Jameson Irish whiskey that was at 20% alcohol, that's what it tastes like.
Ooh, oh, I would like that a lot. I'm quite
it's
fond
something you would
of
just want to sit around the fire and sip on for a while.
I was mixing.
And,
I was mixing shit the other day just because I was bored and wanted something different to drink than rum and diet cranberry ginger ale, which is usually what I drink, just because I'm lazy. But I was digging through the beer fridge because I've got various and sundry. There's mead in there, there's beer in there, there's cider in there, there's all kinds of stuff. And I had some of the how about them apples from Moonlight Meadery, and It's a off dry, very cidery cider. So it's got some